demarcated it into days. So each bar like this shows the beginning of the day and the end of the day. This is the beginning, this is the end of the day. So each bar is like 24 hours. Now this is just the beginning of December. So this was just last week. This was the week of first week of December. So this was the week where we had the non-farm payroll. So this was Friday, the 6th of December 2024. So now what I want to just show you is how these special levels work, the basics of them, just to give you an idea of it, the basics of how special levels work and how you can take advantage of them, and the special thing about them. I just want to show you in the most simplest form, basic form. Now, to put this kind of demarcation, now this is a 1 hour chart. If you notice, this is 1 hour time frame. So basically, if this is the beginning of the day and this is the end of the day, the candlesticks between it will be 24. So that's what you have, 24, 24, 24, 24 candlesticks from beginning to the end of the day, because each day has 24 hours, right? Okay, so now moving on. Now let me just use Friday, which was the 6th of December, and to show you some of such levels when they occurred on that Friday and how they were, right? Now we are familiar with the word support and resistance. I think we must have heard that if we have ever done anything trading before. Support and resistance. Now basically, I like to think of support and resistance as turning points. That means points on the chart where the market changed direction. As simple as that. That's just the basic definition. So let me zoom out and just show you some typical examples of turning points, because it's from those turning points that we're going to end up getting these special levels that I'm talking about, right? Okay, so let me zoom out, click on plus there, and just zoom out on Friday. Okay, so now I've zoomed out on Friday. So technically this would be where Friday started. You can see this is 6 in the morning, 12 noon, 6 in the evening. Then of course this is midnight. So you can see this was where the candlestick ended. This is where it started. So this is for 1 hour time frame, right? You can easily achieve this through settings. Just put vertical bars. That is, you go to settings, and these grid lines, just put vertical only. Then the text, if you change it to 24, it will by default use 24, 24. I'm actually doing this on TradingView so that I can show you, so I can go into the past and see it into the future. You will get it all in a moment. It's quite simple, right? Okay. So now we have 24 hours like this. Let me now show you an example of turning points. So I've already clicked on circles. I just want to use circle to show us this, just so that you know it's nothing complex, right? So let me draw a circle here, because I'll still show you in other places. So let's just use this place as an example. We have a sell candlestick here and we have a buy candlestick here. This is an example of a turning point. Sell candlestick, buy candlestick, turning point. Meaning the market changed direction, right? The market changed direction and they are side by side. To throw more light to it, let me show you another example. This is another example of a turning point. A buy candlestick, a sell candlestick, side by side. The market what? Changed direction. It changed from buying to selling, right? Another example of a turning point is this one here. A buy and a sell. Turning point. Market change direction. Now, so let me go to this one too. This is also a turning point. Sell, buy. So now we have established just a basic idea of turning points. Just two candlesticks side by side, market change direction. I can go further. Let's now look at a real life example, a practical example on the chart. So let me zoom out on this chart again. So I want to use pound USD first for this example. So this was Friday. Let me just zoom out on it. Okay, so now I have Friday. I'm on 1 hour chart, but for this example, let me go to 30 minutes chart. since I witnessed the day, I kind of already know some of them that some of those special level points that happen to have played out on that day. Now, if you look at this chart, I just switched to 30 minutes, right? So remember, I already told you, gave you examples of what turning points are. Two candlesticks side by side, change direction, whether it's up or down. So this is an example. This is an example, just like I showed you. This is also an example. Now, this one is the one I want to give my attention to. If you notice, we had a sell candlestick here and we had a buy. That circle there, so you can see it very well. Okay, so you can see the sell candle, you can see the buy candle, these two candlesticks. So that's a turning point right there, right? Now, this is 30 minutes time frame. So what we're going to do is this. I'm going to draw a line there. Let me delete that circle. I'm going to draw a line through that point. Okay. Okay, this is where it is. So I'll just shift it up. So through that point is sell, a buy. So that's that turning point, right? Then I go to 15 minutes. Pay attention to what I just did. I go to 15 minutes now. This is the key thing I want you to take note of. This is what makes it level, a special level, and this is where the magic is. Now, on 30 minutes, there was a turning point. I put a line through it. On 15 minutes, I have seen the line passing through the turning point through the exact same point on 15 minutes. Now, this is that point here, the circle there. Adjust the circle to okay, so sell buy. This is 15 minutes. This is the point. So the special level is a turning point that passes through the same level on two time frames. So we had sell buy here, you get a turning point. Going to 30 minutes time frame, we would notice that pass through that same point. Can you see it on 30 minutes? That same point where we drew the line through. That same point. Now, these special levels are not so hard to find, and this is actually all those testimonials you see, people making money and all of that. This is really the secret behind it. Their ability to identify these turning points and trade these turning points according to the strategies. The ability to identify and trade it according to the strategies we teach. I'll show you more on it. So just follow me, stick with me, and you will get what you need to get. Right? Okay. This is where it gets more interesting. Let me delete this. Now I'm going to leave that same line. This line is going to act as like a tracker in the future when price came to that point. Now if you notice, the turning point happened here. Price sold, then went up and started rising. Kept going, kept going, kept going, kept going after that point. All this while, this level was a special level. Now, somewhere around here, price turned around and started coming down. And at this point here, price hits that spectral level just somewhere around here. So now we're going to use the replay feature on TradingView to go back in time, observe what happened, then come back into the recent time and see it. You're going to find this very interesting. It's very, very interesting how these special levels, how price behaves around these special levels, and how that leads to us making money through them in the financial markets. This way everything now comes together, adds up, becomes so interesting. Okay, so let me do that. Let me drag the cursor. Okay, so this 30 minutes. So let me enter the replay feature. So once I click on the replay feature, I can literally cut time to that point. Then when I click on it, it cuts it out. So now I just cut it out to that point, right? So let me now go to 1 minute, because what we want to see is the minute per minute movement that it did before it hits that level. That's what you want to see, because the trades are actually taking for about 1 minute. Meaning, if you notice on binary, if you can predict the market correctly for just 1 minute, you get 90% return. You see it's beginning to add together. You see how that money is being made now. So now let me play the replay feature. Play. Okay, watch. Okay, so let me stop it there. Oh, I didn't stop it on time. Okay, never mind. This is where our attention is. Right? It went down. This was the point of collision. This was the candlestick that hit that support level. And notice what happened in the next candlestick afterwards. It was a buy, meaning that the market reacts to those special levels, which is the trick and the advantage that we are we get from this whole thing. Those special levels, the market reacts to them, and when it reacts to them, you now go to your binary trade. The moment it hits those special levels, you go to your binary trade and click to buy or to sell in the opposite direction. So that is how you can predict the future without having to try and guess it. You are just banking on reaction, not trying to predict. You're just banking on reaction. Now there's more to this. Yeah, there's more to this, but I would like to just show you a few more testimonials, and how they worked. Just so you get a better idea of what's going on. One example, let me show you one or two more examples. Let me go to 1 hour time frame. Okay, now that I'm done with that, let me just remove that. In fact, let me look for an example inside Euro USD. This was on Pound USD. Let me look for one inside Euro USD. Okay, there was actually one on 30 minutes from Euro USD. Let me go to, if I had already kind of like drawn the line, if I go to 30 minutes time frame right now, let me scroll back a little bit. So this point here, we had a sell, we had a buy. 30 minutes time frame, sell, buy. Alright, if I take my circle, there's a simple way to go about it to recognize it. You understand? Because once you recognize them, in fact, the whole work is over. It's just to wait for market to come around there and you make your money. So this is on 30 minutes where I've identified the particular one I'm looking at. Now, if you go to 15 minutes time frame, so let's go to 15 minutes. Okay, should be behind. Can you see the line passes through the same point, and you have a turning point. So it should pass through the same point, right? That's the key thing. The line has to pass through the same point. Turning points that have not been breached. Meaning after that turning point happened, market went away from it and just continued in a new direction, right? Okay, so let me go back to 30 minutes. I think I can delete this one now. You get the idea. So now I can remove that. Let me zoom out. This was the point of collision, right? So what do? We go to replay. Use replay to cut out onto that point, right? So now it has cut out onto that point. We now go to 1 minute. You get, then 1 minute we now play it slowly, you understand, to see how it moves until it hits that point. This is 3 uploads. Can I go slower? Okay, let me just use 1. So okay, it's moving. It's getting close to it. It's getting close to it. Okay, so let me stop there. Okay, yeah, that's just actually what I wanted. So you can see it hit it, and the next candlestick was a buy. So meaning this minute when it hit it, if you placed a buy as soon as that minute was ending, even if you had put $1 million in a binary trade, you would have made $900,000 in the next minute. That is the trick. That is the trick. You'd have made $900 and something thousand in the next minute if you had placed a buy, because the next minute ended as a buy. This is how you use binary to make a lot of money, identifying these turning points. Hope you're getting this. Okay, let's keep going. Let me show you one more example. Go back to 1 hour. Let me delete this one. Okay, instead of even deleting it, I think there was one here. So let me just push it up to that one. So I'm pushing it up to another level that during trading on Friday we identified as a turning point, which is this point here, this level here. There's a sell, there's a buy. Let me zoom out so that I can show it to us well. Let me get my circle, then draw it there. Yeah, so this point here is what I'm talking about. This sell and this buy. This sell and this buy. Sell and buy. This turning point here is what I'm talking about. This one. So this is 1 hour time frame. So if I switch to 30 minutes, I think on 30 minutes I should be able to put it well inside it. Yeah, you can see it on 30 minutes, sell, buy. That same point. Then the next hour and the next 30 minutes went up, right? So this is the point, sell, buy. 2 time frames. 1 hour was right inside there. You can see it on 1 hour. Sell, buy, that was the turning point. On 30 minutes, sell, buy. So this is a special level. 2 time frames passing through the same point. 2 turning points passing through the same point on 2 different time frames. Now, if you have it higher than that, we call those ones super special level. So let me delete this one now. Then I can now use replay, press it again, then cut out where I'm looking for, which is to here this time around. Once that's cut out, okay, so I have that sell and buy there. Then I go to 1 minute time frame so we can play it out. You can see it. Okay, so let's now play it. So you see how it came and hit that level and what happened at that point. It's moving towards it. So once it has hit it, now reaction. Can you see? So that was all I needed. It hit it, it reacted to it. That's all I need. This buy is all I need to make all the money I need. This reaction to it. If you're wondering how do we make money in the binary, this is it. Of course, there's more to it. I can't teach all in this video. That's why we have a training which you can be part of for a very fair amount. Very fair amount. And this is not just what you learn. You learn several strategies around this, all the secrets around it, the best time to trade, the timing of it, the varieties around it, you know, all the beautiful things that will just make me cashing out daily, regular basis. This is it. This is how those testimonies come to be. So I'll just take you through some more testimonials in a moment, then we'll get into all of that.